Bonita, it looks good.
It looked better now. Now I can't see.
What the hell?
Oh,
It looks
God.
better.
Get my life
So,
together.
Alfred, actually, Rem, bring us in.
Me? No,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
bring us in. Oh, we're live.
Yeah,
We're
we've been
live.
live.
button.
Oh, we've been live.
Oh.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. Marilyn, you bring us in.
Okay.
I'm done. We've already made our performance.
Hello, everyone. This is your girl, Marilyn Monroe. Welcome to the Culture Club. Tonight, we have, of course, yours, Miss Green Eyes Ned. And then we have my cousin, State Michelle. And we also have the credit repair guru that was also featured a few times on Steve Harvey's show, Bonita Grant.
Hey, y'all. How you doing? We live in here. We live all day.
All day. So we are excited, Bonita, to have you and for you to even oblige to come a part of the Culture Club. A little bit background of our show or conversation is really like more of a conversation that's just so happened to be shared is just discussing culture, discussing things of the culture, and as well as like, practices, real estate, just all types of things, breaking
Education.
generational curses.
Yes.
Just a lot of the conversations we have outside of the camera. We just want to, share that with others.
Yes.
So we know that you are the credit repair, I think you go beyond credit even. So business guru. And,
Thank you.
It's only right for you to roll out the 101s of, and this is what this conversation will entail, just 101, because you have a business and we want the culture to invest in themselves. Because I think it's important when you get some money like tax time to invest in yourself and to improve yourself. And that's just not with temporary items such as like, a new wig or some hair bundle, but to actually be able to put yourself in a better financial situation for long term. So, Bonita, we welcome you, and we're excited.
We're so happy to have you.
Yes.
It was
So,
good.
Bonita, tell us about the importance of credit.
Yes. So my name is Bonita Grant and I own Cure My Credit Scores. The business is 9 years old, which is amazing. It turned 9 in February, which is awesome. We are voted number 2 credit repair biz company in all of the DMV, which is amazing.
Right.
We just hit helping 10,000 people get their credit scores up to a 700 or greater, which is awesome. Aside from the credit repair, I also flip houses. I am a landlord. I am an Airbnb. I have 3 Airbnbs. I think, I do Bitcoin mining. And I also help people invest in stocks. So those are my fun things to do. I am a money person. I've always been a money person. In high school, I was voted most likely to be a millionaire. I've always been interested in figuring out how to make money. I grew up with no money. And my parents grew up with no money and their parents grew up with no money. And I felt like there were people out there who had money and I did not understand how they were able to make it and keep it. Now, I had 2 uncles and my grandmother had 9 kids and then adopted 4 more, right? So she really liked kids. And I had 2 uncles that were, I would say, rich, right? Meaning as a child, they had money, so they were rich. Like when it came to like Christmas or Thanksgiving, they always hosted. They had enough money to actually feed the family, right? So that was considered rich to me. One uncle was into computers. He used to like help people fix computers, develop computers, something like that. But back in the day, that was a big deal, right? Deal. And then the other uncle owned houses. And at one point, I think he had like 13 houses that he owned, right? Now, I used to watch these uncles, right? Because I had to figure this out because I knew I couldn't, my mom is awesome. I love her. Great.
Yeah,
everything like that. But we couldn't host Thanksgiving. We couldn't host because we were still trying to figure out us, right? But I remember there was a point where both of my uncles retired. One uncle who worked for a company his whole life, had great money, owned his own house, right? And another uncle who worked for himself his whole life and then bought houses, was a landlord and everything like that. Now, when it was time for them to like retire and cash out or at least stop working as much, what I noticed is the uncle that worked for someone else their whole life, as soon as he stopped working for someone else,
there's the money.
That was it. Whatever he made, that's all he made. Now, the other uncle who, worked for himself and invested and kept on buying properties, when it was time for him to retire, he sold all but 2 of his properties and just sat on a lot of money.
Yep.
And now I think he still has 2. He either has 2 or 3 properties left, but those properties are, making him enough money where he doesn't have to work. He doesn't have to do anything. He just literally is like sitting around hosting Thanksgiving still, And so what that taught me was that one thing, I had to figure out how to be an entrepreneur. I had to figure out how to work for myself and to work as hard as possible to make the money I wanted. And then also it taught me that that and also playing the game Monopoly taught me that investing is the key to everything. Like actually, taking your money and buying properties. When we played Monopoly, right? Whoever bought the most properties the quickest was usually the winner, right? And so even with, my credit repair business, the main part of the business is literally helping people buy houses. Nobody really fixes their credit because they woke up and they were like, let me fix my credit. No, they fix their credit because they have a big goal. And usually the goal is to buy a house. And so yes, so fixing credit, having your credit be optimum, meaning a 700 or greater, really opens the doors for all of the things that we talk about when we talk about investing and when we talk about generational wealth and we talk about residual income and setting yourself up for retirement at an age where you can still have fun retiring. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So I go on rants, so I'm going to slow down and listen.
Good rant. Teach the culture. That is what we're here for, to teach our people.
Yes.
Did you put yourself on mute, Marilyn Monroe?
Marilyn, we can't hear you.
You're on mute.
Oh, she said keep going. So.
Okay. She's on mute though. Okay, there. Can you talk now? What did she do? No, we can't hear you. No.
Miss T is on here. Hey, Miss T, how you doing?
Did she just take herself off? Okay.
I think she went out to come back in.
Okay, so we can keep talking. So let's talk about credit, Bonita. So that was a good entry into credit.
Yes, you can answer Marilyn's question. How would someone establish credit?
Yes. So Miss Monroe asked me right before we knew we were live. We might have been live at the time. So someone had asked the question before the show started, and the question was, if you don't have any credit, right, how do you start building your credit, right? So when you are starting this process, like, or let's say you've never had credit before and you're ready to buy your house, or you're ready to like buy a house or buy a car, you want to establish credit. So credit is basically your report card on your finances, on how you manage money, right? And so when you don't have anything on your report card, it doesn't really help you. So you want to start off with like a credit card. And usually when you're starting off with, it's called a secured credit card, which means that you're securing the credit with cash, right? So you're giving the bank either $200 or $99, and then the bank gives you back a $200 credit card, and it's called a secured credit card. So you're securing the credit with cash. After a year of you using the credit card correctly, meaning you're paying the card on time, you're keeping the balance really low. After a year of using the credit card, yes. After a year of using the credit card on time and doing well with it, then they move you from a secured credit card to an unsecured credit card, right? Which means that they'll give you back the $200 that you put in, right? And then your credit, you're securing the credit with your credit now, right? So instead of with cash, you're securing it with your credit. So that's called an unsecured card, right? Now, sometimes if you're older and you've had credit before, but you're starting all over, you may not have to start with a secured credit card. You may just be able to go to like Capital One or Discover and just get like a regular credit card. They have an area where you can go and you can say pre-approved, see if I'm pre-approved. You put all your information in there and they'll tell you if you're pre-approved for a secured credit card or unsecured credit card. Now, once you get the credit card, the thing about credit cards is they can make or break your credit, okay? Credit cards can literally make or break your credit.
Yeah.
Now, the way it makes your credit, right? Credit cards are worth 30% of your score. Okay. So if you 30% of your score is just credit cards. So if you don't have credit cards, you are automatically missing out on 30%. It's kind of like if you were in class and the teacher said the final exam is worth 30%, you can do well, come to class on time, do all your homework, do everything. But if you miss the final exam, most you get is a 70, is a C. Yep. You cannot get A+ credit unless you have credit cards.
Period.
But it's not just about having credit cards. You have to have a low balance in credit cards, right? And I know everyone hears 30%. 30% is literally the maximum you ever want to be on your credit card. The maximum. When you are trying to build your credit or trying to buy a house or a car, anything, you're trying to do anything with your credit, you want to be way under 30% of the limit. You want to keep your credit card balances closer to 10% of the limit, okay? So if it is a $200 card, 10% of $200 is $20. Which means that you should never spend more than $20.
That means buy
some $200 credit card.
That's it. Right.
That means that you are not using that credit card to buy gas. Because I don't know what car costs $20 to buy gas. Okay, everyone always says, I'm just going to use the card to buy gas. No, you are using the maximum you want to be on your credit cards is 10%, right? I know that seems low, but you can actually be too low on your credit cards. Anytime you're below 1%, it becomes neutral. It's no longer helping your credit. I've seen credit scores drop 50 points because people paid their cards all the way down to 0.
Yeah.
So you want to have a little bit on your card, just not a lot. So it's between 1 and 10% is where you want to keep your cards at all times. A $200 card, that means you want to keep the balance between $2 and $20 at all times. Yeah. A $1,000 credit card, you want to keep the balance between $10 and $100 at all times. A $1,000 credit card, you cannot spend more than $100 on it. Okay? I know, right? It's like, why would they give me a card if I can only spend 10%? They are testing you. They're testing you.
That's your test.
And they're seeing if you can manage this. If you, in their mind, if you can't manage $1,000, then how am I going to give you $500,000 to buy this house? If you're going over 10% on $1,000, can you really afford this new mortgage? Can you really afford this new auto loan. So you want to tell them that this is play money. This is play.
Mm-hmm.
So you always keep the cards between 1 and 10%, and all times means all times. Listen to me, Michelle. All times means all times. What that
means all times.
Yes, it means that you pay your cards between 1 and 10%, and then you don't charge them higher than 10% and then pay it back down. I've heard the waterfall effect. I've heard the second and Tuesday of the month. I've heard you pay your card on the 14th and then you charge it back on the 12th and then you pay it back on the 5th. And none of that works. None of these are tricks that work. And all of it is clickbait so that you join their program or watch their video and none of that works. The only thing that works
is preaching to the culture.
Really?
The only thing that works is always keeping your cards between 1 and 10%. Okay?
Correct. That's correct.
That's really good knowledge because people got that all the way messed up. Because I hear that all the time too. That's my gas card. Like,
no, it's your coffee card, and not even Starbucks.
It's your pay card,
right?
It's your I'm establishing credit so that I can get a $50,000 credit card or
exactly, or I can get business credit, and I don't have to worry about this.
A lot of times in our culture, we can't get to the next level because we don't know how to use the play money, and if we don't get past the play money, and then if we don't get past that, then we can't grow to the levels that we're trying to get. We're like, how come that person is getting this? How come that person is getting that?
Yeah,
that's a real generational curse.
Yeah,
they're testing you, and in their mind, if you can't manage this $200 card or $1,000 card, can you really manage this $50,000 card?
Yep. That's pretty much what it is. Absolutely.
You know, I love business credit because it's the jam. It's awesome.
Business credit is definitely the jam.
But the great thing about business credit is that it doesn't show up on your personal credit.
Nope.
So, you know, you can actually
lots
use
of asset protection for the culture. Lots of asset protection for the culture.
Exactly. Right? You can actually use the card and it not hurt you. With our personal credit cards, we barely can't use them. We really can't use them. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to keep them at 10% so that we can have good credit and so that we can keep multiplying our assets. Can you hear me?
That's right.
Preach.
Thank you so much for sharing all that wonderful information. We can't put a price tag on it. This Marilyn Monroe's having a little bit of audio technical difficulty.
She looked good, but she looked
good. So you know nothing, boo.
Oh, she's trying her best, but we're trying. But Bonita, share a little bit more about going from. So we talked about the personal credit. Put us from personal credit to business credit and how we get there. Because you introed it, but let's dig a little bit for the culture.
Yeah, business credit is a hot topic. It's like everybody want business credit. Business credit is amazing. First of all, yes. Business credit is geared towards businesses. So they know that you're trying to run a business, so they usually give you way more money. If you today go to Home Depot and get a personal credit card, you may get like $2,000, right? But if you go today to Home Depot and get a business credit card, you can get $20,000, $30,000 because you're a business.
Mm-hmm.
Man. But so they give you more money. But the other cool thing about business credit is that it doesn't show up on your personal credit. Most of the time it doesn't. Now there are certain cards, and there's some things that are going on right now that some of the business cards are showing up on your personal credit. But most business cards do not show up on your personal credit. The ones that do right now, I know, are Discover business credit card shows up on your personal credit. Capital One Spark business card shows up on your personal credit. And then one of my clients just reported that her Chase United showed up on her personal credit. But Amex, it doesn't show up. Amex business credit cards do not show up on your personal credit. So you don't have to worry about that rule that we just talked about between the 1 and 10%.
Correct. Because that's kind of where you want to go. You know, if you really want to build this thing as an entrepreneur in our culture, we really need to create more businesses and more opportunities. So if you're trying to go from using that personal credit to the next side using business credit, you got to get that personal credit.
Yes.
First.
So many times we hear, again, it's all clickbait. It's not true that you can build your business credit without having good personal credit.
It's not true.
It's not true. It's not
At
true.
all.
Now, okay, wait a second. It is true, but it's not what you want. Okay. So there are 3 levels, 3 tiers when it comes to business credit. It's tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. Tier 1 is considered your net 30 accounts. Basically, they're stores that are geared towards building business credit that sell you random things to put on your business credit, right? So we got like Quill and Uline and all these random business like online stores that will give you a net 30 account with them where you can like buy paper or gas or whatever they're selling, and then you have 30 days to pay it back. So that's what's called a net 30. Or there's net 45s where you buy something with this store and you have 45 days to pay it back. Net 45, net 15, so and so, right? So so tier 1s are these companies that are, giving you a line of credit with them. And it's a short-term line of credit. You buy something and then you have to pay back.
Yeah.
You can get, and a lot of these companies that say, I can get you, $50,000 in business credit and you don't have to have good personal credit. They are only getting you net 30s. $30,000 net 30 card for gas is not really a win. Okay.
Right.
Who's going to spend $30,000 in gas, right? Like in a lifetime. Like, so when it comes to net 30s, or tier 1 cards, they're not looking at your personal credit at all. They're just basing it on your business.
Right.
Tier 2 is store cards like Wayfair, Amazon, Home Depot, Lowe's. These are tier 2 business credit cards. Now, tier 2 business credit cards, you can go either way. You can be a personal guarantor, which means that you're actually guaranteeing this debt with your personal credit, meaning you're giving them your social security number. It's not going to show up on your personal credit unless something bad happens, like you bankrupt the business or you stop paying your bill on time. Or you can get like an Amazon or the tier 2 cards without being a personal guarantor, just focused on your business. Okay. Now, if you get a Home Depot card, you are not a personal guarantor. They may give your business a $500 or $1,000 card. But if you are a personal guarantor, right, they may give your business a $20,000 or $30,000 card, right? So tier 2 cards are optional if you're going to be a personal guarantor or not. Tier 3 is the sexiness. Those
real sexy, huh?
Amex,
got on that red dress and them high heels.
Yes.
In the sweet perfume.
You said what?
I said in the sweet perfume. I'm over here singing.
Yes. It's those $50,000 business credit cards. Now, they're not going to give you any of those unless you are a personal guarantor and your personal credit scores are above a 700 or greater. Mm-hmm. Amex is not going to give you a business credit card unless you are a personal guarantor. Now, there's one case where they will give you one. That is if your business is over 10 years old and you give them your bank statements and you also give them your tax returns and you show that your business has been making money for the last 10 years. Then you can say, look, my business ain't going nowhere. 10 years of taxes, 10 years of profit. Please give me a business credit card without being a personal guarantor. And they'll say yes, right? Absolutely. But most of us ain't got that because even in the last 10 years, you writing everything off, which you should.
Which you should.
So you're usually gonna need to fix or build your personal credit scores to a 700 or greater before you really dive into getting real good business credit.
Absolutely. Wow, that was a lot of information. Such good information, because most of us do not know that information, and a lot of our culture want to build businesses but don't have capital or funding, and they don't realize it has to actually start with fixing your personal credit.
Yeah, because they don't, I mean, like today, you can go and get 6 EIN numbers today. You can only get 1 social security number. I don't know how many times I've been asked, can you get me a new? If I could get more social security numbers, I'd be a lot richer than I am. Okay? No, you can get 1 social security number, but you get 6 EIN numbers today. Right. So
that means you can build literally 6 businesses and have all of those 6 businesses building credit.
It's true. As long as your personal credit is good. You can't do none of that if your personal credit isn't good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, we appreciate you for coming through.
Yes, thank you so much.
I'm glad I gave you guys some good information.
And before you leave, can you tell everybody how to get in touch with you?
Yes. My name is Bonita Grant. The name of my business is Cure My Credit 700. My phone number is 617-955-4599. And yes.
If she gave you this good information for free, imagine what she'll give to you when you work with her.
She's amazing. So everyone knows that I'm Real Estate Michelle, right?
I'm Miss Green and they're good together.
So everybody, so what happens is when people come to me, you know, because people are always like, how is she getting all these people in houses, right? What is going on, right? So I'm like, okay. So I said, listen, I tell people, I have a secret. I have a magic wand. Her name is Bonita Grant. She's my magic wand. So if you want to buy a house, and I tell my clients, and Bonita will attest to this, if you want to buy a house and you're serious, you better do everything that she tells you to do. Everything. Well, my client, Bonita knows my clients when they come through, because they'll be like, what you need me to do?
Michelle said.
Yes.
Because I don't play. I'm like, if you want to do this, if you're with us and you're in our wing and our bosom, you're going to do this.
Mm-hmm. Because everybody gets to win. Everybody gets to win. It's pretty amazing. I know I'm going to heaven. Life is great. Like everybody gets to win. Yes. And you know, credit it's just a game that we're not taught, but we're judged on.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So we're judged every day on our credit.
Monroe, there's a quote.
Even when we're not looking, we're being judged on it, because a lot of people, even your creditors that you don't know about, are still sneak peeking to see if they can trust you yet. And they're like, oh, no, not yet. For real. If you look and see how many soft pulls creditors have done, you'll see a whole laundry list. They're just peeking at you. Nope, she's not ready. Nope, he's not ready.
You don't know what opportunities you're missing out on.
Correct. And that's how we get these like offers that come to us, and we're like, how they know?
When your credit scores go up, your mail changes.
Yes.
You know, like I remember when my credit scores moved from a 500 to a 700, my mail started looking so different. People were just sending me stuff in the mail like, do you want $50,000? Like they were just, do you want 20? I was like, yeah. But when my scores were in the 500, they were offering me 50,000.
They were like, I need you to pay $5 now, lady. Right, Bonita? They were like $5. No, I'm not giving you nothing.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, I hate my kids.
What they doing?
They're like,
okay. So Bonita has 3 wonderful boys.
Oh, they're so cute.
They're so adorable. She has a set of twins. Mm-hmm. And then she has a twin.
Yes, and then
it's her twin. So
my 6-year-old twin.
Yes.
That's the one who's who's about to bust in.
That is her plan. So we appreciate the time you have taken to
yes, thank you.
Club, and we know that you will be back very, very soon. And
yes.
one more time before we go, before your twin busts in, give us your information one more time for the road.
Yes. The website is Cure My Credit 700. You can go on the website and book an appointment with us, and we'll go over your credit and come up with a game plan on how we can help you get your credit scores to a 700 or greater. You can also text me right now and just say, "Help me, Bonita." And the phone number is 617-955-4599. Again, that's 617-955-4599.
Woo! Thank you.
Don't sleep on the opportunity, culture. Fix your credit.
Yes, thank you so much. We are so honored to have the queen of the DMV credit, the credit queen of the DMV. I said it backwards. Live with us on tonight. Thank you, beautiful.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Love you.